It's us again. We're here to bug you. So in case you don't know who we are, I'm Sadie.
I'm Kaiya.
And we are Lost at Sea.sr. Today we'll be talking about experiences that we had, crazy or scary or just experiences that we've had really, because, yeah, I hope that we bring humor to you. Today's, what are you doing?
Let me step inside
Okay.
so I can sit down.
Sit down, but you have to be in the shot.
I know.
Okay. Well, today's first story, I guess, is going to be just by me. And it's called Blood Tree. Now, all of the stories that we tell you guys are going to be true, hopefully, unless that we specifically tell you that they're not true or they're fictional. So today's first story is called Blood Tree, and it takes place about 2 years ago, a couple days or a couple weeks after Kaiya's birthday, Kaiya's 12th birthday. So we were down at a local beach called 69's. I will eviscerate you if you laugh. And we were climbing up this beautiful dead white tree that hung over the water. And we've been climbing on it since kids, so we've never really had any thoughts on the tree, except for that, hey, it's fun. So today the waves were pretty large, and they were getting larger as they hit the tree. And since the rocks were right underneath the tree and the waves kept on coming up against it, the tree was exceptionally slippery that day. So we were trying to be all daring and cool to show off to some people, and we ended up climbing the tree over the water. So Kaiya was already on the tree. Not yet. Kaiya was already over the tree, and I was having a hard time to get on. So I was still in the water on the rocks, and I was like holding on for dear life as the waves kept on hitting the tree. And as I finally got enough grip just to be sitting there holding onto the tree, we saw this large group of people come in through the gates of the beach. And bless you. And we saw that there was only one older person there that would seem to be an adult. So I was still trying to get up onto the tree, and the eldest adult in the group ran out into the water. Now the water was exceptionally rough, keep in mind, and there were rocks lining the entire set of beach that we were on. So he ran out, and he was over the rocks, and you could just see his feet. They were curving over him, and they were in awkward positions while he was running. And then he stopped like Ariel, and he stopped on a large rock and just like sat there with all the waves hitting him. And he was screaming out into the water to whoever he was talking to, and he was just screaming stuff like, "It's my birthday! It's my birthday! Hail me!" and things like that. And so for a while he did that, and I was still trying to get up onto the tree. So I was watching him out of the corner of my eye because he was kind of freaking me out. I'm sure Kaiya felt the same way. You felt the same way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we kind of just watched him while I was trying to get up there. And he ended up swimming back, like, over the rocks and just getting all scraped up in the midst of getting back over to where we were. And he jumped up onto the tree in like one bound. I'm not even kidding. Like, he was in the water, and then he went whoop, and then he was above me on the tree. So he was already sitting just in the middle of Kaiya and I, and in that distance that I still had to get up there to get onto the tree. And so he slapped my legs and he goes, "Do you need help getting onto the tree?" And it was nice of him to do that, but I felt pretty weird being touched by someone like that, because you could smell alcohol on him and just smoke and weed and stuff like that. So already he had a pretty bad vibe to him, but I took his hand and he helped me onto the tree. So I was next to Kaiya now, and he said, "Hi, my name's Alex, it's my birthday, and I'm 44 years old today." And
A little too fast.
it was
just
really odd. He just sat there, he's just like, "Yeah, I know, hard to believe, right? I'm 44, I'm the ladies' man here." Like, okay.
hanging out with a whole bunch of teenagers.
And the teenagers, he told us, we were like, oh, who are you hanging out with? And he was just like, oh, those are some bums that I hang out with. There's someone over there, she's 15. The rest are 16 and 17. I was like, oh, okay. And then he yelled at them to bring him the booze. Yeah. So
such
he
a
yelled at
lovely
them,
adult.
And then he was like, oh, so what's your names? And I went, Sadie. And she said, I'm Kaiya. And he said, oh, Katie and Kylie. I was like, what? And he said, Katie and Kylie show. We're going to start a show, okay? I was like, okay. And then he continued to scream at us about the Katie and Kylie show. And in the process, I believe he slapped me, like, he gave us foot high fives. So I couldn't reach him yet. And so he stuck his foot up in the air. He was like, okay, Katie, give me a high five. I was like, but your hand's on the wood. And he went, just slap my foot. So I went like that to his foot, and he put it back down. And then he, like, moved his foot over his shoulder to high five Kaiya. And she was already freaking out. You could see her. It was terrifying.
Yeah.
And, so we were just talking to him, and he just kept on getting scarier and scarier. And finally, we just asked him to leave. We were like, hey, we have to go. Okay, can you please get down so we can get down? And he hopped off, and he went with the 16, 15, and 17-year-olds. So all was good. We were still really freaked out, and I was just horrified because no one had ever done that to me before. And Kaiya looks down and her eyes go super wide and she goes, Sadie, look at your leg, look at your leg, look at your leg, look at your leg. And I look down and there's his handprint in blood on my thigh.
Like, I mean, it wasn't like all the way, like, not like all blood, but it was like some drops.
It was water, and then on mine, but you could see that it was a handprint.
Yeah, you could see it was a handprint, but you couldn't see it. It wasn't like a
full blood handprint, but it was totally shaped like his hand, and it had lots of blood in it. So I was freaking out. I went, Kaiya, look at your legs. And she had splatters of blood all over her. And we kept on looking up and down the tree. The tree had more blood than I think I've ever seen before. And we're like,
what is going on here?
He ruined the tree. He stained the tree with his alcoholic blood.
And so that's when we freaked and we jumped off the tree.
Yeah, we jumped off the tree. We almost hurt ourselves because the waves were coming. But it was terrifying, so we wanted to get out of there. So, yeah. Bye.